All right. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Paul Schwer, and I'm here to call the Planning Commission meeting for Tullahoma this August 19th at 4:30 p.m. Call to order. We have all members present tonight, so we do have a quorum. And at this time, I'd like to ask everyone to rise and Mayor Noes lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Since last month, the July 15th, we did not have a quorum just from enough people being away on leave and away for business and everything. There were no minutes for that, but we do have minutes to approve from June 17th. So I'd entertain a motion for those minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion from Mayor Noes, second from Mr. Sellers. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Sorry. We'll pause for a second. Motion from Mayor Noes, second from Mr. Sellers. We had 7 to 0. All right. All right. At this time, we'll open the floor for general public comments for items not on the agenda. If anyone from the public would like to speak now, you're allotted 3 minutes on items not on the agenda. Mr. Dean, you're recognized.
Yes, Chuck Dean, 419 Albemarle Drive. And I'm here tonight on behalf of the Community Plan Development Committee, or the CPDC as it's affectionately known. Committee members are Elizabeth Bowling, Nancy Cheney, Greg Gressel, Jerry Haneke, and myself, along with Alderman Kurt Glick as the Bowler liaison, and Charles Rush, the planning director. The CPDC has completed the task of preparing the 2045 comprehensive plan for the city of Tullahoma. Mr. Rush has, I believe, just presented that packet to you this evening. A little background, the CPDC was created as an ad hoc committee by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen in late 2022. Our mission was to formulate a long-term comprehensive plan for the city of Tullahoma. We also assisted the previous city planning director with a revise of the current comprehensive plan. While working on the task of a new plan, the CPDC recognized that both the existing 2011 city comprehensive plan and the previously City Commission Think Tullahoma 2040 plan contained many elements which were noteworthy and which in fact were utilized in the formulation of the plan which we are presenting. Additionally, the CPDC took into account public comments related to the study of the Think Tullahoma 2040 plan, along with public comments received when the CPDC worked up revisions to the 2011 comp plan. Also, the CPDC reviewed other comprehensive plans, and we heard from assorted city staff and knowledgeable citizens. So we had a holistic review which culminated in our construction of the plan which is being presented. The CPDC members look forward to being of assistance to both the Planning Commission as well as BOMA during the study of the plan. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to come? Please state your name and address, sir.
I didn't realize there were going to be 7 here tonight, so I don't have 7.
We can share.
Chairman, Commissioners, my name is Jared Bryan. I reside at 1437 Main Street in Lewisburg. I own the property at 0 Bell Terrace, as defined on that map there. I have some aging parents that are moving here. I have a handicapped sister that is moving here from out of state. They are going to be living with us. I presented this to the planning commission or the planning department in hopes to be able to apply for a variance to have 2 living spaces as defined by city ordinance would be 2 kitchens. My parents are still self-reliant. They're not so bad yet that they need help, so we designed a house for that purpose, to move them in, and that they could still have the quality of life that they're used to. I was hoping to be able to apply for a variance and was told that there was no burden on the property. I'm not able to apply for a variance. My hope is that maybe the commission will see this as an opportunity to maybe change some of the planning or zoning in the city to allow for aging parents and or handicapped adult siblings that may need a little bit of help but are still independent. This is property right behind the Bell Terrace, or to the west of the Bell Terrace subdivision. So our plan is to sell our house and build out here, but I'm kind of hitting the closed door. I would entertain any suggestions from the commission on ideas or answer any questions.
All right, thank you. Can you, where's the Bell Terrace subdivision? I'm sorry.
It's about 1.5 miles down Left Mill from Lowe's.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we have a study session coming up tomorrow. Let's talk about that and what variances can and who should apply for variances and how they can be applied. I will say that the state statutes on the variance are very narrow. But we can discuss that and kind of get back with you. I'd like to be able to help you, but again, it's kind of we're a regulatory board, not so much a. I don't want to say that as much as like, we're not legislative, I guess. So, but all right. But thank you for presenting this. We'll talk about it and we can come up with something.
And is this your phone number?
I don't want to promise anything, but
Oh, sorry,
That's my phone number. That's my personal
Okay.
number. Feel free to contact me. My wife and my name is on that.
Miss Wilson's in a very good seat to maybe talk with you. So, but all right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else? All right. With that, I will close item number 5 and reports from officers and staff. Before we get started on that, I'd like to just thank Mayor Noes for his years of service to the community and the Planning Commission and the city itself. So thank you, Mr. Noes. This is his final meeting with us.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Just one word of acknowledgement. Before I was an elected official, I was asked to serve on the Planning Commission. So that was my first introduction to this room, was serving on the Planning Commission. That was about 15 years ago. So it's been an enjoyable trip. Thank you again.
Thank you. All right, Charles.
Thank you. And Mayor, I also second that. Thank you so much for what you've done for the planning department, for staff constantly. You've been a wonderful mayor. I know I echo pretty much every single department head that how thankful we were for your leadership, sir. So thank you.
Appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Tomorrow night we have a study session. Starts at 4:30. It's up here, second floor boardroom. Also, as Chuck, Mr. Dean just presented to you guys, y'all have the official 2045 plan. And so the ideal was there that you guys would look at probably the 2011 plan, the original 2040 plan, to see the actual changes. And I'm just kind of looking for you guys for guidance. Originally, what I maybe proposed to you guys is pick it up probably November, December. We're looking like we have pretty good empty agenda there. So and then that also allow us to have some public comment. I'll post it online as well so people can read it. But just kind of looking to some guidance from y'all.
Okay, thank you. Is there an electronic copy?
Yes, there is an electronic copy. I will email that to you guys as well as the 2011 plan and the 2040 plan, and then I will post the 2045 plan that the CPDC just completed online as well for the public.
Could I get a printed copy as well?
Yes,
Of this?
most definitely, yes. Okay.
It's easier for me to see.
Yeah, I like both, but I'll deal with it if I can.
No, totally understand.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. All right. There is no old business, so moving into new business. These are public hearings. Item number 1, Stillwater Major Subdivision Final Plat. Phase 1 Final Plat to create 17 lots along Wilson Avenue, Highway 55. The applicants are Craig Barak and Chris Bateman. I'd like to invite the applicant to come forward this time.
Chris Bateman is the final surveyor, and it's 521 Woodley Road, Tullahoma, Tennessee. And this is a good old guy that's everything corrected and ready to be finished and recorded for tomorrow. So anybody watching, everything in control of this road.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, this is a public hearing, so I'd like to invite anyone from the public that wishes to speak on this to come forward this time. All right, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and move on to the staff report. Mr. Rush.
Yes, sir. It's 25.82 acres. It's a 1,600 block of Wilson Avenue. It's zoned R1. Proposing a phase 1 to create 17 lots. Of the preliminary plat approved 62 lots. The remaining phases are still under construction. Each of the proposed lots are over 0.28 acres, 12,000 square foot or greater. Electric, water, and sewer will be from TUA. Stormwater detention will be on lots 1 through 4 and 16 through 19. Maintenance will be on an HOA. TUA will service and own the pump station. We have reviewed about 5 drafts that went through the DAC. I've done about 4 of them, and so we'll have about 10 drafts total of this. There's a couple more comments, and it's still under review, the one I've just got out. Staff recommends to approve the final plat for phase 1, subject to all staff comments.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rush. Motion?
Motion to approve, subject to staff comments.
Okay. Motion from Mr. Hall, second from Mr. Rice.
I have a quick
Discussion.
quick
Ms.
comment.
Wilson, you're recognized.
Will there be a traffic study for this?
I believe there wasn't one that was required because it's 67 or greater, so that didn't actually meet the requirements for this. This was a preliminary plat that was approved, I think, in 2022, 21.
It was, like 2-3 years, yeah. It was a
Yeah,
while
so
ago.
it was a few years ago that this one was approved.
And then I thought that under the Development Advisory Committee, that we were putting the Tullahoma schools on there.
Correct. So that was for new plats, preliminary plats that come before us. This has already been a plat that's already been established. They do have that, but I didn't ask for any comments since this has already been approved. All this is just the final phase of where they can actually develop those lots and record it.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other comments? All right, call the vote. All those in favor of approval of the Stillwater Major Subdivision Final Plat, subject to staff comments, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay. All right, motion passes 7-0. Phase 1, yes.
Chairman, I'd like to have one more comment. And the developer is trying to get this recorded fairly immediately, and if there's any way I can get those comments tonight, well, get those back to him, completed and back to him this evening, so I can get those signatures tomorrow.
I will send you all comments from staff tonight after we get done. However, each entity will have to review it, and usually there's about a day turnaround for some departments, especially TUA.
Okay, thank you.
Item number 2, Concord Heights, Phase 3, Major Subdivision Preliminary Plat. Phase 3 preliminary plat to create 20 lots, west side of New Manchester Highway, south of Concord Road in Tullahoma, urban growth boundary, Coffee County. The applicants are Jeff Bowen and Andy Best. I'd like to invite the applicant to this time.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Bowen, owner of the property you just mentioned. I don't know if it's been mentioned in your comments, this plat was approved during the COVID shutdown. And when we were doing it strictly by Zoom. And I have tried repeatedly to get my copy of that plat that was signed approved. I think Mr. Rush can speak to the minutes show from that meeting that it passed unanimously. But now we're in a catch-22 because there's been a changeover of 2 different folks who are no longer here to handle that plat. We're basically asking for it to be reapproved so we can move forward because no one in the city can find their copy of the plat and never got to us. It vanished during COVID.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a copy of it?
We do not have a copy of the signed version where it was actually recorded for a preliminary plat. I believe Jennifer Moody was the interim planning director serving there, so this predates my predecessor as well for that. And also preliminary plats only last for 3 years without showing any kind of construction phase, in which this one never did. So it would need regardless of that.
Okay. I'm good with that. All right, this is a public hearing, so anyone from the public that would come forward this time? All right, seeing none, we'll move to staff report.
Thanks, Chairman. It's a preliminary plat. Like I just said, they're only good for 3 years in the state of Tennessee. P&C minutes from 8/17/20, which it was approved by a 5-0 vote. It's on page 38 of your packet. It's 18.68 acres. We're creating 20 lots in the UGB for Coffee County, zoned RS1, which is lot sizes are at or over 0.80 acres. They're going to be on septic tanks, T-deck approval on water line designs per TUA has already been given. Duck River will be doing electrical construction plans will need to be reviewed by staff, and detention drainage on individual lots throughout. Recommend to approve.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rush. All right. Motion?
Move to approve.
Move to approve from Mr. Mayor Novus.
Second.
Second from Mr. Rice. Any discussion? I remember approving this.
Yep.
All right, with that, I will call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
I think we need to apologize to Mr. Bone for
Sorry for this.
inconvenience.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I was reviewing this. I was wondering why the minutes were in there, but I didn't quite get there.
Crazy time in the world.
We'll get it figured out. All right. Well, the motion's approved 7-0. With that, sorry for the delay. Good luck. All right. Moving on. Zoning map amendments. Zoning map amendment ZMA 295. Tullahoma urban growth boundary for Coffee County request. A request to rezone property located at 4214 Old Manchester Highway from the low-density residential RS1 and general commercial C2 zoning district to the general commercial C2 zoning district. Applicant is Ray Anderson and Northcutt and Associates. I'd like to invite the applicant to come forward.
Hi, I'm Andy with Northcutt and Associates. Mr. Anderson currently owns a property on Old Manchester Highway. It is dual zone, so it is on both RS1 and C2, and he just wants to convert it all to C2.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. I'd like to invite the public to come forward at this time. Sir, you're recognized. State your name and address, please.
My name is Marty Scott. I live on 4083 Old Manchester Highway, right across, directly in front of Randy's property. Yes, to begin with, I want to start by saying the reason we live out there is the reason we bought the property where we're at and been there as many years as we have is we don't want to be in the town. We don't want to be in the city. We don't want commercial. We don't want none of it. The reason that got zoned commercial to begin with across the street, we have not been able to figure out. We talked to the mayor now and everybody from Manchester and Tullahoma County. Nobody can give me a straight answer on how that happened. They don't have, they looked at each other and they said, we wasn't there. We have no record. We're not sure that it was done properly. You wasn't notified? No, I wasn't notified. Neither was none of the rest of the people who live out there. But it got done. I don't know if there's any way we can undo that or not. But I don't want any, Randy hadn't said anything to any of us about what he's going to do out there. I don't know what his intentions are, but none of us wanted any commercial activity out to begin with. And like I said, how it got done on the other side of the road, we went to a meeting up there. It was kind of like this right here. And everybody was in agreement that it was not going to happen. And then as we come up through the night, Mr. Rush explained to us that it did happen. None of us knew. It was all news to us. So then we go to Manchester, and they can't give me or give any of us a straight answer on how it did happen. Okay? So that being said, we just wanted to voice our opinion on we don't want anything else to help any kind of commercial business out in my front yard or their front yard.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Scott.
That's not what we moved out there for.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to come forward?
They just said they wanted to come. They didn't want to get up top. They just wanted to come.
Thank you. Okay. No, ma'am, you're recognized.
My name's Deborah Truin. I live at 61 Poplar Lane on off the Old Manchester Highway. I'm probably a mile and a half from this location, and I see a lot of my big friends here that are neighbors, they're farmers. And again, we do live there because we chose to. I'm fourth generation. My daughter was fifth generation there. To have something just requested as commercial land in the middle of farmland where you have cows and horses and crops growing. I don't know what the issue is on well, other than economics, and you make more money, of course, when you sell your land as commercial. But the property is located on the corner of Old Manchester Highway and Inland Crossing. Inland Crossing is just a small two-lane road between the old highway and the new highway. So if you add apartment buildings or businesses there on that corner, you're going to have traffic either coming out directly onto Inland Crossing, which isn't going to work very well since it's a pretty bad road as it is, or directly onto the highway. You've got railroad tracks behind the property that Mr. Anderson is requesting to be commercial. So there's no way you can build another road leading out to the new highway. I don't think you can put a road over the railroad tracks. So it's just, we would just request that this land stay as residential one and protect the animals and the farms that we have around us. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Trin.
My name is Shirley Robertson, and we live right on the corner of Old Manchester Highway and England Road. Right, I don't know, less than 50 feet probably from this property.
What is your address, ma'am?
4046 Old Manchester Road, Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Thank you.
Ronald and Shirley Robertson. Our mailbox is on Highway 50, Old Highway 50, Manchester Road, and the other part is on England Road. We live right on the corner. I'm not really crazy about having anything else there. Storage buildings, motels, anything like that. We have about a 1.8 acre piece of property. We have a home is on that and three other buildings. We are 78 years old, both of us, and we are not interested in having any other buildings there or construction equipment or anything that would take away the value of our site. We can look, that's our field right across the road there. That's all we see is that empty field, the two horses in it. And we appreciate you really considering doing something else. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Robertson. Anyone else? All right, I'm gonna close the hearing now. All right, staff report.
Thanks, Chairman. It's 6.37 acres. Wants the entire parcel to be zoned C2. It's currently RS1 and C2. Page 52 of the document is referring to the current zoning of it, where it actually does reflect it be to C2. Most of the people that attended last month's meeting believe this had originally failed. So I had a Freedom of Information Act filled out, and I requested that for any kind of zoning information for this. We never received anything from Coffee County in regards to that. MTAS 692, personal records and retention schedule, planning and zoning, L8, zoning map and ordinance, or permanent records. Documents must be retained to provide evidence of their existence and proof of their lawful enactment. Since we cannot prove this was done legally, I recommend to send an unfavorable recommendation to Coffee County.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rush. Motion?
Motion. Make a motion to send an unfavorable recommendation to the Coffee County Commission, since the data was not received by the Coffee County Planning Commission.
We have a motion from Mayor Noes, second.
Second.
Second from Ms. Wilson. Discussion.
Good question. Is it Coffee County allowed to zone this even if we don't agree with it? Is that when it's outside of our...
We are sending an unfavorable recommendation to the...
But they can make a decision whatever they want, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It will require a higher level vote from them if they have an unfavorable recommendation than it would with a favorable recommendation.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, that is true. Okay. All right, with that, I'll call the vote. All those in favor of sending an unfavorable recommendation to the Coffee County Commission? Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We're sending an unfavorable recommendation. Motion passes 7-0. With that, the Planning Commission meeting is adjourned for this evening. And I would like to call to order the Board of Zoning and Appeals meeting. Call to order. The meeting is called to order. No minutes from July 15th meeting, since the Board of Zoning and Appeals did not have a quorum. Read and approve the minutes from the June 17th Board of Zoning and Appeals.
Motion to approve.
All right, motion from Mr. Hall.
Second.
Second from Mr. Sellers. All those in favor of approving of the minutes? Aye? Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved 7-0. There is no old business. There is no new business. We are adjourned. Thank you.
There's no record.